It feels kind of funny that the NBA is trying to shift things and make a massive move during the thick in the beginning of NFL Sunday, but let's talk about it. Jrue Holiday is now a Boston Celtic, and I think the Boston Celtics just reset the entire NBA. We thought the East was looking scary. Now it's extremely top heavy. What we're looking at, I want to talk about the details first, giving you guys this. The Portland Trail Blazers are trading guard Jrue Holiday to the Boston Celtics, sources told ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, another Woj bomb. The Celtics are trading Robert Williams III, Malcolm Brogdon, a key piece who I hate they lost, but Malcolm Brogdon, a protected 2024 first-round pick acquired from the Golden State Warriors, and the team's own 2029 unprotected first-rounder to the Blazers, according to sources. Now let's talk about this deal. And it's right before NFL Sunday, so it's a lot going on, but I really want to dive into this. Now, I'm looking at it and saying, the baseline of what we have, understanding how things went down. Let's look at the timeline. Marcus Smart traded to the Memphis Grizzlies. Okay, that's a key loss. How do you replace that? Now, understanding with Joe Mazzulla, I think he's the happiest guy in this deal, and we're going to talk about exactly why. I talked about when Damian Lillard got traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. I said that there's a move that's going to be made after this one. And I said that because a lot of teams, they're looking for a guy like Jrue Holiday. I said that when I first heard the trade about Damian Lillard, the first thing that I thought about, do they still have Jrue? Do they have Jrue and Dame in the backcourt, but they kept on to Chris Middleton? So I'm seeing it and I say, okay, I know the Portland Trail Blazers have a loaded backcourt. They got Anthony Simons. They just drafted Scoot Henderson #2. They still got Shaedon Sharpe. So you're looking at all of that with the guys they have. It's no way Jrue Holiday can realistically fit into that because they are a young team, because they're trying to develop those players. Now, I figured there could be a long shot that he stayed, but I knew about 80% that he was going to be out of there. However, I did not know it would be the Boston Celtics. So you look at it and say, okay, the Milwaukee Bucks just shifted everything and changed everything in the East in particular. Now you're looking at it, you got two real heavy hitters. I'm looking at the Boston Celtics. I'm respecting everything they do. And for the longest I've been saying it, they need a true point guard. What is Jrue Holiday? A true point guard. And you talk about losing Marcus Smart, that defensive identity, that nastiness on the defensive side of the ball, which I think the Celtics really pride themselves in with Joe Mazzulla last year in his first year as a head coach of the Boston Celtics. You kind of replace that. And now, not only do you replace that, you got an equivalent. A guy in Marcus Smart who was a defensive player of the year. But if you talk about people around the league and you look at guys around the league who talk about their peers, they're going to tell you that Jrue Holiday is a top 5 defender at the guard position. So we're looking at that on the perimeter. Not only do you still have Jaylen Brown, not only do you got Jason Tatum, you still got a guy who's a unicorn who has to stay healthy and Kristaps Porzingis. So I'm looking at that at the front level, and I'm saying you still got Derek White. Now, as far as depth, some depth pieces are going to have to step up for the Boston Celtics, but we're talking about the firepower to start with first. And I think that even with Marcus Smart, what he brought to the table offensively, yes, he could get very streaky and shoot the ball from the three-point line, but it just was in certain moments. You would see him against the Miami Heat in certain games. It could be a game 6, a game 7. He's attempting 5 threes in a row. But I think when you look at Jrue Holiday compared to Marcus Smart, and you're looking at it and saying both are great players in their own right, but I think Jrue Holiday, he's not going to get you into a situation where he's shooting boneheaded shots, where he's shooting yourselves out of the game. You're looking at certain situations, and we say that, okay, Marcus Smart, he can make 8 threes in a certain playoff game, but he can also go 0 of 8. He can also go 1 of 9. So you're looking at those situations. I think Jrue Holiday is a better passer. I think he's more fit for the true point guard role. I think that now with Jason Tatum, this is what we need. This is everything we have in this room, and I'm going to talk about 4 teams in the East right now because I'm looking at the Boston Celtics and they are my favorite right now. I do want to get that out there. I'm looking at the Milwaukee Bucks. I want to talk about them as well. But the Miami Heat, you can never count them out with Spo as the head coach. And the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's some things that are shaky with the Philadelphia 76ers right now, and I want to see how it all pans out before I go into it and say, okay, I don't even know if James wants to be there right now. So I'm looking at that and saying, okay, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, another year with Donovan Mitchell in Cleveland, another year with Darius Garland developing. That's a team. They drafted Monty Bates. I don't know what his role would be, but he's another young piece. They're looking for help on the wings in particular at that small forward position. They bring in a guy like Max Strus over from Miami. So I'm respecting a lot of what the Cleveland Cavaliers are doing. But let's get back to it all. The Boston Celtics, like I said, in those crunch time moments, you have a defender, you have a guy who can score offensively. And even if you try to double a Tatum, because it's going to happen, he has those games where he can get 50 in a game 7. He has those games where he can get 40, average 30 a series. It's going to happen. Jaylen Brown, you're not going to be put in position where you got to show us you don't have a left hand anymore. We know you struggle at dribbling the basketball. And I wonder, how are you now in a year where you got your Supermax contract? I don't want to see that this year from Jaylen Brown, but I don't think he's going to be, I don't think he's going to have to, because you have a guy like Jrue Holiday. Now I'm bringing that in. This is a big time move for a lot of different reasons. I'm thinking about the offensive capabilities. I'm thinking about the defense that Jrue Holiday can bring to the team. I'm thinking about what he can do off the ball. He can shoot the ball as well. Struggled in the playoffs a little bit against Miami, but overall we're looking at his body of work. He can shoot the basketball. Kristaps stays healthy. I don't see why this team, for me at least, should not be the favorite. I really like what they've done. I like what the Milwaukee Bucks did. It's going to be a battle. We're looking at Bobby Portis, Kristaps Porzingis. We're looking at Giannis. We're looking at Tatum. We're looking at Chris Middleton, Jaylen Brown, Damian Lillard, Jrue Holiday. Now it's saying, okay, we're going to find each other in the playoffs, because I got traded for you, Dame, and I'm finding you back, because I think the Eastern Conference Finals, Milwaukee, Boston, Jrue Holiday, guarding Damian Lillard. Let me know what you think about this trade down below in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's almost that time for the NBA season. And of course, I'm recording this before NFL Sunday. Actually, this video might drop once the games start, but we're going to come back with our NFL content either tonight or after the games finish, or we're going to come back with it early at the top of the morning. That's going to do it for today's show. I really like this move. Boston is my favorite, and we out.